Hello everybody, it's Trekside Productions here, and today we're going to be talking about the tender entrance of the Engine Celebration Pack, aka part 2 of my 80th anniversary merchandise review. We got Gordon, the motorized Gordon, and we have James and Henry. This will be the last of my 80th anniversary merchandise reviews, because after these three, I don't have any other engines, and I don't feel like I'm intending to get more. So yeah, so let's talk about Gordon first. Get back, you two. Oh, I derailed them. Starting off with Gordon, we have this. He's big. He's humongous. He's really huge. He's just like, okay, don't get me wrong. Every other Thomas reviewer straight up flames this Gordon because sometimes flames this Gordon for being, big and fat. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them for basically saying that this Gordon needs to run a marathon because this thing is humongous. But I don't hate this model because it does indeed look accurate to the show. It's just, it has the right arrangement of wheels. It has a valve gear thing here that actually looks like the show. It just looks like a Gordon from the show. Although the expression can be a little iffy, it can leave a lot to be desired. It still looks good, but the dome is very undersized, if I'm being honest here. Honestly, the dome could have been done better. But the other details that they have more than make up for it. Like the pistons here. It just they like, again. But unlike the Percy ones, these are actually painted. These have like the red paint stripes they're supposed to have. And the buffers are actually square. This thing actually does look genuinely good if you look at it from this way. It's just the fact that this guy is very, very big because it follows the same design formula that the Olympus Go Gordon did. But yeah, I think the only thing that would really need to be changed about this Gordon are probably making the wheels a little bigger and giving it a different face. And probably just sizing it down a small tad bit. But honestly, the score is practically perfect. But moving on to the tender. I tipped over the tender. Okay, moving on to the tender. This tender is basically just the talking Gordon tender, as the talking engines had removable gold loads. This is something that the 80th James has. Gordon's tender looks really good. I really have no notes to say on Gordon's tender because this thing just looks really good. It looks as good as Gordon does. I just really have nothing to say about the tender because look at it. It's really good. Now let's move away from Gordon and let's talk about James. Alright, here we have James. James is a iffy model, to say the very least. Most people have very mixed opinions on him, and I do have the same mixed opinions that people have. But let's start off with the positives that he has. He really does, as I say a lot with these models, it does look accurate to the show. And this James does something better than most James models don't really do. They actually mold on the whistle on the roof, which is a really cool detail. And the face itself, it looks solid. It looks really solid. I also like the fact that they painted the buffers on the front, and they painted the buffers on the back too. Painted buffers is obviously a really good sign, and obviously a really good addition to these things. And even the splashes, everything looks good if you look at the base model right here. But there are some nitpicks that I have here and there. First off, James has gray wheels, despite in the main show having black wheels, and for most merchandising having black wheels. But this James is a little weird for having. He's the only one that has gold side rods. I don't know why James has gold side rods. Maybe to break up the colors of the gray wheels, because if he had gray side rods, I think the gray wheels would blend in. The gray side would blend into the gray wheels if he had gray side rods. But if that's the case, they should have made black wheels for James, because James has black wheels. And another thing, apparently James' tender is basically a 1-to-1 rip of his All Engines Go tender. I don't really see the style of All Engines Go when I look at the tender of James, so maybe it's true. I think it is true, but I honestly don't see it. Also, the height difference between James, as you'll see with with the other model that I'll review here. I won't review him yet. I'm just gonna show this as a size comparison. With Henry here, James is definitely bigger than Henry in a significant way, which honestly is kind of something that I don't like about this model. But again, the positives outweigh the negatives here, and honestly, James just looks like a good model. Now let's move away from James. Let's talk about Henry. Henry's definitely the weakest out of all these models, because Henry's wheel arrangement doesn't look that good. I'm being honest here, because, well, look at him. His wheel arrangement is meant to be 3 driving wheels here, which he does have 3 driving wheels, and two leading wheels here, 2 bogey wheels here, but he only has 1 set of bogey wheels, which is probably reflecting the fact that he reuses James' chassis. Sorry for having you hit again, Henry. But Henry does look good. I have the same praises that I had for the other 2. Henry's model does look good. Henry's face is just as good as all the other models. Like, he looks really good. Same way as his, body. His wheels, and as well as his splashers and his overall look really good. Even his tender looks good. But the tender has its own little merits in the fact that it doesn't have the red running board, which James's tender had. Honestly, I'm confused on why Henry's tender doesn't have that same red running board. But it's not too big of an issue. These are just little things that I point out. I don't say these in a way of me hating these models. But this model, as I shown earlier, is out of scale. As with Henry is much smaller than James, which he's not supposed to be smaller than James. But let me get my Ruby Thomas to show the size difference compared to Thomas. All right, here's my Ruby Thomas that I reviewed in a couple of videos ago, or many videos ago. So this is my diecast Ruby Thomas. As you can see, if I could take these tracks apart so I could show the difference between each of these models. I forgot James is on the same track here. I move these over. So let's show the difference here. So as you can see, Thomas is a little tall. Thomas is about the same size as Henry here. And if you know the main show, they're not supposed to be the same size. So this really just goes to show how Henry's severely undersized compared to the other engines in the diecast range. But that's all I have to say about the tender engine. That's all for this video. Anyway guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you guys next time.